The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and future. Presented by Sports Simulations and Replays on Facebook. Sports Simulations and Replays, where you can post whatever your sports project is. Computer, tabletop, console, go for it, man. It's all yours. Sports Simulations and Replays on Facebook. Go follow it today. 954 members strong. The Montreal Expos and Philadelphia Phillies begin the month of August with a big 3-game set from the vet in Philadelphia, and it hasn't gone the Phillies' way. The Expos won the opener Monday night, and last night Montreal won 3-1. Andre Dawson with an RBI single to score. Tim Raines in the first put the Expos up 1-0. Bob Dernier tied the game in the seventh, a single that scored Devon DeJesus, but then the Expos came through in the eighth. Gary Carter singled home Andre Dawson to make it 2-1, and then Timmy Wallach singled home Al Oliver to make it 3-1. Mike Schmidt, no longer a Triple Crown threat, did get 3 walks. Dan Schatzeder with a win. Woody Fryman, of all people, with a save. Mike Krukow with a tough luck loss. He goes to 10-9. The Expos are 68-35. They can sweep the Phillies next, as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1982 tonight from Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Phillies host the Montreal Expos. On the mound, it's Scott Sanderson for the Expos and Steve Carlton for the Phillies. On a beautiful 83-degree night in the city of brotherly love. Why, hi there. Just a touch late as we get started. You know, it's helpful to make sure that when you have your password token to sign into your streaming software, that you're not trying to re-update it as you're trying to start the stream. So there we go. So on to the business at hand. The Montreal Expos now have a 9-game lead here in the National League East, and the Phillies, who are still 59-44, are missing their best chance to make this a race. It looks like now, on this 4th day of August, the National League might be settled, but you just never know. And so it's Scott Sanderson on the hill for Montreal. Steve Carlton, who's looking for his 10th win of the year for the Phillies, going for Philadelphia. These two teams will meet next weekend in Philadelphia, or a couple weekends in Philadelphia, and you'll see that. But for the Phillies, in their 104th game of the year, they are running out of chances to make this a race. They cannot afford to be losing to Montreal at all. They need this just to put some of the damage down. How you doing, Mark Russell? Thanks for catching your first live broadcast. Baseball demos. Dave will be here for all the puns and excitement of 1982 baseball. Dale Lonsdale, my buddy, how are you? Mark's rooting for the Expos. Dale's rooting for the Phillies. And so as you see the field, hopefully, what are you seeing? The field. Let's put up the standings, and here you go. The Expos had struggled, and now they've won 5 straight. They are 68-35 as they play their 104th game of the year. The Phillies went south at the wrong time. They still have a 3-game bulge over St. Louis, but to see that St. Louis even has a realistic chance is now kind of doubtful. Pittsburgh and Chicago have kind of done what they can, and the Mets are 33-70. In the West, you saw last week when the Dodgers beat the Braves. Well, the Dodgers are 1 win away from 70 on the year, and it's only the 4th of August. They have an 11-game lead over the hot Braves, but the Braves can gain no ground. In the East, well, you see maybe the last race of the year. Baltimore by 2.5 over the Tigers, 6 over Milwaukee. Toronto seems to have faded 9.5 back. On Saturday night, that's Saturday night, because I'm on assignment tomorrow, the rest of today and tomorrow, we'll have a doubleheader between the Royals and the Orioles. Saturday night, about 7:30, 8 o'clock, we'll start that. The Royals trail by 5 games as California has won 8 of 10, and they're 65 and 40. So things can change. We're in the dog days, and there's about 9 weeks to go in the year. But right now, Montreal, Los Angeles, and maybe California look to be in the driver's seat. The Phillies hope to change that, and they're going to go with Steve Carlton, who is 9 and 7 with an ERA of 3.08. This is his 24th start of 1982. And remember, Carlton is the Cy Young winner this particular year. His last start was July 30th. A loss, a 9-inning loss to the Cubs. He went the distance, allowed 10 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned. He only walked 1 and struck out 11. So in 172 in the third innings, Carlton has allowed 145 hits, 9 homers, 62 total runs, 59 earned. He has walked 52 and struck out 177. His last start against the Expos came on April 21st, a million years ago, where he took a loss, 6 runs over 7 in the third innings. Expos line up like this. Timmy Raines will lead off and play left field. White, the right fielder, will bat second. Andre Dawson, the center fielder, will bat third. Al Oliver cleans up at first. Gary Carter behind the plate. Oliver and Carter hitting over .330. Timmy Wallach will bat sixth and play third. Chris Spire, the shortstop, will bat seventh. Doug Flynn, the second baseman, goes eighth. And Scott Sanderson, who just passed away within the last 6 weeks or so, is on the mound batting ninth. Defensively for the Phillies, who need this game more than ever, Gary Matthews is a 5-6 in left. Bob Dernier a 5-4 in center. George Vukovic a 5-7 in right. So it's an average range, and Vukovic has the best arm. Mike Schmidt a perfect 10 at third. Ivan DeJesus a good 6 at short. Manny Trillo a 10 at second. You can't do any better than that. Pete Rose at first is a 6, and Bo Diaz a 9 and a 4 behind the plate. Tim Raines looking to bunt, I would imagine, so in comes Schmidt and Rose. Raines at 297, 4 homers, and 35 RBI. 83 degrees, winds blowing 15 from right to left. Let's light this candle. Fly ball to right. Vukovic in the corner, 1 away. Al, Red Sox fan, how you doing? Smash that like button. Tribe fan 879. Good to have you along. So just the one lunchtime game this week. So tomorrow night, after the PGA Championship is about done, so 7:30, 8 o'clock, Saturday night, we'll have that doubleheader for you between Kansas City and Baltimore. Jerry White, not Rondell, Jerry White at 287, a homer and 11 RBI. Carlton delivers, struck him out. A 1-2 changeup, and White was way ahead of it. He wanted a fastball, and lefty gave him a change. Here's Andre Dawson at 299, 21 homers and 80 RBI. Carlton deals, and there's a base hit into left center field. DeJesus should have had it. He did not. And Dawson's on with a 2-out single. For Al Oliver, who's hitting .343, 13 homers and 62 RBI. Throw to first. Dawson back. I forgot I was playing the Phillies. I planned to steal Dawson and realized that, Ron, you're always the home team. Carlton deals, and Oliver slaps out one to Trillo at second over to Rose, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. After half an inning, it's Montreal nothing. Here come the Phillies. And Scott Sanderson is on the mound for Montreal. 9-7 on the year. This is start number 21 for him. He has a 3.56 ERA. His last start came against the Cardinals on July 30th. No decisions, 7 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 4. So in 139 innings this year, he's allowed 118 hits, 18 home runs, 57 runs in total, 55 earned. The defense around him is all right. 39 walks and 89 strikeouts. He pitched against the Phillies on the 19th of April in relief, or took a loss anyway. So it's a second start, I guess, against the Phillies. Dernier at 259, 7 homers and 33 RBI. Rose to follow. Gary Matthews will bat third. The slumping Mike Schmidt will bat fourth. Bo Diaz, the catcher, will go fifth. George Vukovich will hit sixth. Manny Trio, seventh. Ivan De Jesus will be the shortstop and bat eighth. And Steve Carlson, who threw 15 pitches, will bat ninth. The defense for Montreal, Raines a 4-4 in left. Dawson a 10 and 5 in center. Jerry White is bad. A 1 and a 2. 1 range and 2 arm. Wallach is a 7 at third. Chris Spire, the shortstop, is a 6 out of 10. Dougie Flynn is an 8 at second. He's their best defender besides Carter. Al Oliver a 6 at first. And Gary Carter a 10 and a 7. Good arm, great range. Dernier's going to swing here. Sanderson delivers, struck him out. A 1-2 fastball. Swung on and missed. 1 out for Rose. How you doing, Mike? Uh-oh. I have to see that. DJ, how you doing? A 1 and a 2. That is a Lawrence Welk defense. So 1 out for Peter. Rose is at 283, 3 homers and 35 RBI. Sanderson deals, and there's a ground ball to Oliver, and he'll take it to the bag for the second out. So Gary Matthews at 294, 14 homers and 48 RBI. Game 105 or 104 for the Phillies and Montreal. And Montreal can just start ticking off boxes. 68 and 35. Pitch to Matthews. Hit him. Uh-oh. So the back team special as he gets nailed in the ribs. And that'll bring up Mike Schmidt. Now, to say that Mike Schmidt is slumping is kind of harsh, considering he was hitting as high as 368. But July, he only hit 299, and in August, he's off to a really slow start. 1 for 9. Still has 35 homers and 87 RBI. 2 out, runner on first. Sanderson deals, popped up left side. Wallach has it, and that will retire the Phillies in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1, Expos nothing, Philadelphia nothing. Gary Carter, Timmy Wallach, and Chris Spire do up for the Expos here in the second. Yep. That's a Lawrence Welk defense. And probably champagne bubbles. So Carter at 330, 17 homers, and 80 RBI. Carlton's pitch here is a little looper that's going to drop in front of Dernier, and the Expos have their second hit. So Carter is on first for Tim Wallach at 282, 20 home runs, and 80 RBI. And that picture of Timmy is so 80s. It screams shoulder pads and hair gel. Pitch to Wallach, and there's a high fly ball to center. Dernier back to the track and makes the catch. The wind is blowing right to left at 15, and it's 83 degrees. Chris Spire, that's not from 1982, at 279, 7 homers and 43 RBI. Expos with a win would have a double-digit lead in the National League East with 8 weeks to go. Pitch to Spire. There's a ground ball to De Jesus. A fantastic play. Trio for 1 over to Rose at first, and Carlton gets the double play. Nicely done by De Jesus. 6-4-3 on the card. No runs, a hit, and no errors. Inning and a half in the books here at the Vet. Montreal and Philadelphia scoreless. Bo Diaz, George Vukovich, and Manny Trio. Diaz at 274, 8 homers and 53 RBI. Trust me, Dave, they could. I thought they were postcard size. So if you know the size of a postcard, I think that's the size of a Strat card. Oh, thank you, DC. I do appreciate that. He says you do an excellent job with play-by-play. I enjoy listening to the games. Well, thank you so much. He listens while he plays his season, and it is a great community. So thank Al and ID and all the other regulars in here. Baseball Demos and Sports Time Machine. So thanks for chatting along with us. Did I tell you those numbers? 274, 8 homers, and 53 RBI. And so yeah, I think it's postcard size, but don't quote me on the dimensions. Pitch to Diaz is popped up. Carter takes off the mask, and the catcher pops out to the catcher on the screen. Carter had to go back further than he thought, and someone tried to shoot some Yingling on him, and Gary says, I don't think so. George Vukovich with 1 out, 228, 2 homers, and 15 RBI. Sanderson deals, and there's a fly ball to shallow center. Dawson comes in, 2 out. And this is the start that Sanderson wanted. Manny Trio at 236 and 28 RBI. And yep, Gary smiled for the camera because he just passed his screen test. Almost a groan there, Dave. Almost a groan. Pitch to Trio. Struck him out. A 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2. Oh, ordering these boxes. Okay. I don't know what the actual size is off the top of my head. Doug Flynn doesn't either. He's 1 for 4 on the year, and he must have just came over from Texas. He has a single and a strikeout. For the Expo, he hit 244, no homers, and 20 RBI, and 193 at-bats. Pitch from Carlton, struck him out. A fastball, strike 3 called. That's 2 for Steve. And that brings up Scott Sanderson at 125, a homer, and 2 RBI. Yeah, I don't know. There you go. Al gave you the link. I have to work harder like Havis. Pitch to Sanderson. There's a base hit in the right center field. Vukovich picks it up on a hop, and Sanderson is hurt. Isn't that something? So Sanderson points to his hamstring, and he limps off the field. And so the Expos, well, we're doing an as played, so he won't miss his next start, thankfully, but he's gone for today. And Wallace Johnson will pinch run for him. So through 9 batters, Steve Carlton has thrown 29 pitches. That's the good sign. 2 in the 3rd innings, 3 hits, and 2 strikeouts. Rains at the plate, Timmy's 0 for 1. So the Expos are forced to go to their pen to start the 3rd inning. That's not good. Pitch from Carlton is a ground ball right back to himself. Lefty bobbles it and cannot make a play. So Carlton tried his best Pete Peters impression to get the save, and he booted it but couldn't get it. And that brings up Jerry White, who's struck out his first time up, 0 for 1. And Dawson on deck. So the Phillies chase the Expos starter, and then Carlton makes the error. Pitch to White. There's a base hit left side. Johnson will hold at 3rd. No, he's going to try and score. Going to run on Matthews. They will not cut the throw to 3rd. Play at the plate is going to be way not in time. Raines goes to 3rd. Ball got away from Diaz, and White moves up to 2nd. So the tag was made, but it was late, and then the ball got away from Diaz. So 1 out, 1-0 Expos, and here's Andre Dawson. And you're not going to walk him. You got Oliver hitting 342, and then Carter behind that. 1 out. 1-0 Montreal. Top of the 3rd. Pitch from Carlton. Ground ball base hit. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Raines and White score. Dawson's on with a double. And it's 3-0 Expos. And now you're getting a good glimpse of why they have the 2nd best record in baseball behind the Dodgers. Number 6 envelope. Okay. So Oliver's 0 for 1. Carlton delivers. Fly ball to right. Vukovic in the corner. Foul ball. 2-2 the count. And Carlton just kind of shaking his head. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to center. Dernier will have it. Dawson retreats back to second. Throw to third. Not in time. So Dawson goes to third easy. And there's 2 out for Carter. Gary has a single. 1 for 1. Carlton deals, and there's a line drive into right center field. That's going to drop for a single, and the Expos have a 4 spot on the board here. And so don't know who Montreal will use as a pitcher to replace Sanderson, but they're giving him a 4-run cushion. Here's Wallach. Timmy's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Popped up left side. De Jesus will retire the side. It's Bryn Smith for the Expos. And they played 4 on 4 hits in the air by Carlton after 2.5. Montreal 4. Philadelphia nothing. And so for Smith, making his 37th relief appearance of the year, he pitched Monday night. He went 1 batter and retired him. So on the year, 53 2/3 innings. He's 2-2, by the way, with 3 saves and an ERA of 2.35. He is not allowed a home run in 53 2/3 innings. 54 hits. All 14 runs are earned. He has walked 13 and struck out 37. De Jesus, by the way, 244 and 38 RBI. So Smith can go 70 pitches. If that can get them into the 7th, Montreal will take that in a run. De Jesus slaps that one down the spire over to Oliver, 1 out. Up 3 11 16ths by 5 3/4. That's bigger than I thought. I thought it was closer to postcard size, but obviously I'm wrong. Al's not a jerk. Okay, thank you, Dale, for that. Here's Carlton at 232, a homer and 11 RBI. So Bryn Smith on the hill. Carlton, fly ball to left center. Dawson's there, 2 away. So that'll bring up the top of the lineup. Let me give you Sanderson's numbers really quick. We don't usually show the box score this early, but he went 2 perfect innings before the injury took hold. That's too bad. He was throwing pretty well, too. So 9 up, 9 down for Dernier. Expos play the infield back. Dernier's going to drop one here. He's 0 for 1. Oliver pounces on it, and that's how the no-hitter gets broken up, I think. Yeah, Dernier bunted on for a single. You can do that in the 3rd. You can't do that in the 6th or 7th. And he's on for Pete Rose. So great hustle. The Expos weren't playing for it, especially with 2 out. And Dernier has the Phillies' first hit. Rose is 0 for 2, or 0 for 1. Dernier's going to go. Carter throws down the spire, not in time. And Dernier has his 34th steal of the year. So a 1-0 count. And they're going to hit and run. Dernier has a 75% chance of stealing 3rd if need be. Thank you, Facebook. Hit and run is on. Rose fouls that one off behind the plate. And Dernier will retreat back and will play it normal. 1-1 the count. Smith delivers. Ground ball to Flynn over to Oliver, and that will retire the side. But the Phillies finally get a base hit, but they don't score. No runs, 1 hit, no error. After 3 at the Vet, Montreal 4, Philadelphia nothing. And if you're wondering about how many of those runs for Carlton were earned, it was only 2. So Chris Spire grounded into a double play his first time up. Flynn and Bryn Smith due up here in the 4th. Pete Rose broke up a no-hitter once in the 9th on the bunt. Okay, probably with the Reds, probably against the Phillies. Rose, I think, could probably get away with it. You couldn't do that now. They'd throw at you. Twitter would be all over you. And the third, I don't mind doing that. If you want a no hitter, but on the other hand, the Phillies have got to win this game. Pitch to Spire, struck him out. He swung on and missed at a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and that's 3 for Carlton. Here's Doug Flynn, who also struck out his first time up. 0 for 1. No, Saturday night is Chesterfield night. All right, no problem, ID. Hope you get it fixed. Carlton deals, and Flynn draws the 1-out walk. First walk for Carlton. And with 1 out, let's see what they do with Smith. Bryn is 1 for 7 on the year. But I can't imagine Montreal would use a pinch hitter. You're going to blow your pen. They don't. He swings. Fly ball to left, goes into foul territory, and someone from Camden gets that foul ball. 0-2 the count. Carlton deals. There goes Flynn to throw down a trio, and he's thrown out trying to steal. My, oh my, what a mistake. Flynn only had a 31% chance, and he was a dead duck. And so 1-2 the count, and 2 out to Smith. And Carlton is 1 pitch away, getting out of the inning. He deals, struck him out. A 1-2 pitch on the outside corner, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits. The big base running error by Doug Flynn, and no errors. 3.5 in the books. Montreal 4, Philadelphia nothing. So it'll be Gary Matthews, Mike Schmidt, and Bo Diaz for the Phillies here in the 4th. Gary was hit by a pitch his first time up. Smith deals, and there's a fly ball left center. Raines has it. 1 away. So here's Schmidt. He's still having a fantastic year, but it's not the runaway great year that he was having a month ago. Smith delivers, and Mike hits this one in the left field. Raines is there, 2 out. And the Phillies can't afford Schmidt to get too cold. Here's Bo Diaz. He's 0 for 1. Bryn Smith delivers, and there's a liner in the left, and Raines says good morning, good afternoon, and good night. He got all 3 flyouts after 4. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's still Montreal 4, Philadelphia nothing. So Carlton threw 18 batters, 4 innings, 60 pitches, 6 hits. The big error from Carlton allowed 2 to score. So 4 runs, 2 earned. He has walked 1 and struck out 4 as we start the 5th. Timmy Raines is 0 for 2. Schmidt and Rose play for the bunt. Pitch to Raines. Struck him out. A late breaking ball on a full count, and Raines swung on and missed. That's 5 for Steve, and there's 1 out for Jerry White, who is singled, drove in a run, and struck out. Expos put 4 on the board in the 3rd, and that's all the scoring we have. Carlton deals. Fly ball to right. Vukovic in the corner. 2 out. So Carlton, after coughing up that hairball in the 3rd, has settled right down. Andre Dawson had that 2-run double in the 3rd. He's 2 for 2. He's got a single. Now has 82 RBI on the year. Lefty deals, and there's a ground ball to Rose. Takes it himself, and that will retire the side. Halfway home here at the Vet. 80 degrees is blowing in from right field at 15. Montreal 4. Philadelphia nothing. And so we go with the in-game box score. Bryn Smith has only allowed that bunt single. And Steve Carlton doing what he's got to do. And here's the hitters. Dawson with 2 RBI for the Expos. And the only hit, Dernier. So no game tomorrow because I'm on assignment. Hopefully by Saturday you'll be able to see what I've been doing. So Saturday night after the 3rd round of the PGA, we'll do the doubleheader. It will be a true doubleheader. The Royals and the Orioles. Bring your Chesterfields. We're from Baltimore. Saturday night on Retro Sports Network. So George Vukovich, Manny Trio, and Ivan DeJesus here. Vukovich is 0 for 1. Smith, they wanted 4. I think they're going to get it out of him. Here's the pitch to George, and there's a base hit into left field. Wallach dove, couldn't get it. And Vukovich is on with a stand-up double. Second hit for the Phils. Here's Manny Trio. He struck out his first time up. Remember, Scott Sanderson started this game, went 2 innings, and then tweaked his hamstring at the plate on a hit. Pitch to Trio. Struck him out. First for Bryn. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. 1 out. DeJesus is 0 for 1. Smith delivers, and there's a ground ball to Spire over to Oliver. DeJesus can motor. Vukovich will go to third, but DeJesus is retired. 2 out. For Carlton, who's going to swing here. He's 0 for 1. Smith delivers. Carlton into center. Dawson makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 5, Montreal 4, Philadelphia nothing. Yep. What's blazing in sports? How you doing? Yeah, Sanderson, I believe, got a single or was reached base and tweaked his hammy on the way to first. Since we're doing as played, he won't miss a start. But it does put the Expos in a pickle as far as their bullpen is concerned. However, Bryn Smith has done yeoman's work so far. And if they can get 2 more out of him, I think they would take that and run. Al Oliver is 0 for 2. Tribe fan had it right. He knows what he's talking about. Pitch to Oliver. Ground ball to Rose. He's going to flip this one over to Carlton. 1 out. Yep, Dave, this is the body painting project. The cat is over here. I don't know if you can... Here, we'll do this. Smart butt. Smart. The cat is there. I don't know if you can see her or not, but she's getting her secret mix together, and she's going to paint my buttocks at some point. No, she's not. 1 out for Carter. Gary has singled twice. He's driven in a run. His 81st of the year. Nobody on, 1 out, top of the 6th. 4-0 Expos. Carter sends this one into left center. Dernier goes back. That's off the wall. Matthews will get it on a hop. And Carter's on second with a double. So Carlton just kind of slams the ball in the glove. And now we'll bring up Timmy Wallach, who's 0 for 2. Pitch from lefty, and Wallach draws a walk. So the Expos are in business here. Runners on first and second. 1 out, top the 6th. Spire is 0 for 2. He has grounded into a double play. And Wallach is on first. I should not... yeah. Hey, there's got to be someone attractive here in the video, and it certainly isn't me. Pitch, Diaz goes out to talk to Carlton. And Spire slaps that one into right field. Vukovich will pick it up. Carter will hold at third. And with 1 out, they're loaded for Doug Flynn, who was walked and struck out. And now you've kind of reached the point where you got to think about yanking Carlton. Even though he's got a ton of pitches left, you cannot afford to get much further behind. Pitch to Flynn. Ground ball to Schmidt. This should be 2. Trio for 1. Over to Rose. Did they get it? It puts on the bag. He is not in time. Oh, baby. Oh, Rose turns and says something to the first plate umpire, Ronnie Millsap. And Ronnie says, you know, I heard the ball, I heard the foot, and it was not in time. Then 96% chance of turning that, and it's 5-0 now. 2 on for Smith, who struck out his first time up. Carlton thought he was out of that, and he's not. Pitch to Smith, who stays in the game. Liner right to Trio, and that will retire the side. Trio bounces the ball on the turf. But not before the Expos put 1 more on the board. 2 hits and no errors. 5.5 in the books. Montreal 5. The Phillies nothing. And as Bryn Smith works through his 4th inning, Bob Dernier is up. Bob is 1 for 2. Had that bunt single, a stolen base, and struck out. So Bryn Smith, 3 innings, 44 pitches, 2 hits, and 1 strikeout. Pitch to Dernier is a liner foul right side. Someone from Chester, PA, maybe even a farmer, would have a Chester field. 1-2 the count to Dernier. Smith delivers, and Bob slaps that one into right field for a base hit. So here's Rose at the plate. Pete is 0 for 2. Dernier's going to try and steal a throwdown from Carter to Spire, and he's out. Dernier thought he had it, 87% chance, but that was a strong throw by Carter, and Spire got the tag down, 1 out. And so with some days you're the bug, and other days you're the windshield, and tonight it looks like the Phillies are a bug. Pitch to Rose, ground ball to Wall, it comes in, long throw to Oliver, Rose can mellow. Nope. Motor. Rose can motor. Gary Matthews is 0 for 1, hit by a pitch. Smith delivers, and Matthews skies this one into shallow right. Oliver goes out to make the play. No runs, a hit, the stolen base, or the caught stealing. Ended the inning, no errors. 6 in the books, Montreal 5, Philly nothing. The last time I heard buttocks was where Forrest Gump was saying where he got shot, $1 million wound, but he never saw any of that money. Yep, Smoky Mountain rain. Some days you're the cat, some days. Well, you see, in a cat's eyes, you're always the cat. So through 27 batters, Steve Carlton, by the way, 92 pitches in 6 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned. He is a walked 2 and struck out 5. 5-0 Montreal here in the top of the 7th. Pitch to Rain, struck him out. A 2-2 curve in at the knees, and there's 1 away for Jerry White, who's 1 for 3. He's got a single, a run scored, a strikeout, and an RBI. Carlton deal, struck him out again. 0-2 pitch on the outside corner. That's 7 for Carlton. He's thrown 5 good innings. There's 2 outs in the 7th, but he's thrown 5 good innings. Andre Dawson had that big 2-run double in the 3rd. 2 for 3. Now he's 2 for 4 as he flies out to Dernier. Stretch time here at Philadelphia. Last call for alcohol. No runs, no hits, no errors. 6.5 in the books here at the Vet. Montreal 5. Philadelphia nothing. And now it's time for me to talk about my Patreon account. You like the content? You don't have to give money, but, it would be nice. Money's always good. So if you like the content and haven't, and you've been thinking about it, now's the time to do that. Hey, for $10, I will call any Action PC game in any Action PC sport using any teams that you want. $10. You get a game. And if not, no big deal. But as a thank you, as I said, thank you to Appabot and let's say Bobby Catalano as our 2 patrons of the day. You can give me a little boost at patreon.com/retrosportsnetwork. And as always, even if you just give a like to the video, that makes me feel really good. Thanks a bunch for all your support. At some point I'll figure out how to do that in 30 seconds. Here's Mike Schmidt. He's 0 for 2. Mike could use some support. Bryn Smith is on the verge of going 7, or going 5. Pitch to Schmidt. Fly ball to left center. In comes Dawson, 1 out. Now Diaz and George Vukovic to follow. Bo is 0 for 2. A pitch. There's a ground ball, base hit left side. And so Diaz is on with a single. That's the 4th Phillies hit. Wow, I didn't even realize that. My best Bartles and James routine? I would like that. How you doing, Bobby? And what's T-Dub? What's blazing? You remember after they stopped doing the Bartles and James ad? Because there was the one guy, I think it was James, that never spoke a word. And then I think they switched over and did Seagram Coolers ads. This doesn't date me at all. And the guy wouldn't shut up. It was funny as anything. George Vukovic has a double. He's 1 for 2. Kiner goes out to talk to a tiring Bryn Smith. The pitch. There's a ground ball right back to Smith. To Flynn at second for 1, and that's all they're going to get. They get the lead runner, 2 out for Manny Trio. So a big play there by Bryn, the Smith, to throw it over to Flynn to get the lead runner. Now here's Trio. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. So that was a big out. Trio struck him out. He takes the collar. 1-2 pitch on the inside corner at the knees, and that's it for Bryn Smith, I would imagine. Well, maybe not. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Expos have done great business. They lead 5-0 after 7. Thank you for your support. Sorry that you're not feeling too well, T-Dub. That time of year for allergies. Carlton gets the fatigue warning. Al Oliver is 0 for 3. Carlton deals, struck him out. 1-2 pitch, a breaking ball, swung on and missed. So that's 8 for lefty. And that'll bring up Gary Carter. Gary is 3 for 3. A single, twice, double, drove in a run and scored. Yeah, thank you for your support. Pitch from Carlton. Carter sends this one deep to left. Matthews in the corner makes the catch for the second out. Carlton will be lifted for a pinch hitter. That's a good question. Tim Wallach is 0 for 2. He's walked. So it'll be DeJesus a pinch hitter and Dernier for the Phillies in the bottom of the 8th inning. So Baseball Demos asked, where did the term taking the collar come from? Choking? You know what? I think that's a vaudevillian term. If you overstayed your welcome, kind of like what I do here on this channel, they just kind of they took someone's cane and just kind of grabbed you by the shirt collar and dragged you off the stage. I think that's where it comes from. Where's Clinton Parks when you need him? He's the one that wrote all the vaudeville stuff. Ba-doom boom. Pitch to Wallach, who's 0 for 2. Fly ball to right. Vukovic is there. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Montreal 5, Philadelphia 0. So DeJesus, a pinch hitter, and Dernier, as Lefty's day is done. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Al thinks that I'm right. I think it's a term from vaudeville. I think we're playing the Hollywood Squares. Agree or disagree? Pitch to DeJesus, and there's a liner in the center. Dawson's there, 1 out. And that will do for Smith. Dan Schatzeder comes in. Schatzeder 2-0 on the year with a save and a 2.03 ERA. And you wonder why the Expos are the way they are here in 1982? Pitching like this. Lose your starter. By the way, this is Schatzeder's 19th relief appearance. His last outing was against the Phils last night, as a matter of fact. He gave up the 1 run Philadelphia had in the series. Well, the last 2 nights, anyway. 2 hits and a run. So overall, 40 innings for Schatzeder, 30 hits. 2 home runs, 9 runs on the year. All earned. He's walked 10 and struck out 17. Schatzeder got the win last night. This is Bryn Smith's game. And we're going to pinch hit Steve Carlton with Bill Robinson will pinch hit, the former Pirate, at 358. 1 homer and 6 RBI. 5-0 Expos here in the bottom of the 8th. Schatzeder deals, and Robinson draws the what? A collar being shaped by a 0. Okay. Appa Chatter, how are you doing, buddy? He just loaded a game. Well, that's kind of cool. How you doing, Bud W? I did not know that. It's shaped like a 0, so you're taking the collar. Well, you learn something new every day. We can all go to bed and take a nap now. Here's Dernier. Bob is 2 for 3. He had the bunt single, a regular single, stole a base, was caught stealing, and struck out. Schatzeder deals, and Dernier sends this one into right. White in the corner makes the catch for the out. So 2 out for Rose. Pete is 0 for 3. And with the lefty on the hill, he'll hit right-handed. Spire, Flynn, and Will C for the Expos in the ninth. Although Schatzeder probably could pitch. Won't be a no-hitter, of course. But right now, Montreal working on a 3-pitcher team shutout. Pitch to Rose is a little nubber up the middle. Flynn in front of the bag over to Oliver, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 8, Montreal looking great, 5-0. And we're going to go with righty, Porfi Altamirano. Easy for me to say. Porfi is 1-1 on the year with a 2.25 ERA. This is his 20th relief appearance of 1982. He went Monday night. He went against Montreal. 2/3 of an inning, a hit. And that's it. So 24 innings, 22 hits, 8 runs, 6 earned. He has walked 7 and struck out 8. He'll face Spire, Flynn, and we'll see. Spire is 1 for 3. Has struck out and grounded into a double play and singled. Altamirano delivers. Ground ball to Schmidt over to Rose. 1 away. Let's see. Anything else? Second installment of Manic Monday for Baseball Demos comes from May 20th, 1978. Hey, you're going to see the Montreal Expos again. As the Pirates play the Expos from May 20th, 1978 on Manic Monday on Baseball Demos channel. And of course, he did Jackie Robinson's debut using Status Pro on this for the debut of Manic Monday. A great series. Mondays at noon. I was going to say on Retro Sports Network, but that's not true. On Baseball Demos YouTube channel. Doug Flynn is 0 for 2. He's got himself a walk, a strikeout, and an RBI. His first as a member of the Expos. 1 out. Here's the pitch. And that's a base hit in the right. Vukovic gets it on a hop. And let's see what they do with Schatzeder. He did have 6 at-bats in the replay, 1 for 6. And Brad Mills will pinch hit. Not a real surprise here. Millsy is at .333 with 7 RBI. Him and Terry Francona probably interrupted by this at-bat interrupting their massive cribbage game. Altamirano delivers, and there's a ground ball to Rose, and Rose backs it around. He throws to DeJesus for 1, back to first, and they don't get Mills. So Rose booted the ball. He had the wherewithal to pick it up. He got the lead runner, and DeJesus tried to throw back to first. Mills has the speed of me and couldn't beat it out. So 2 out for Raines, and Timmy has struck out twice and scored. Wow, yeah, I like a video. If Susanna Haas made a video, I'd even play Status Pro. How's that? No, you don't need to have the other Bengals. Just Susanna. And then I'll take a nap. Pitch to Raines is 0 for 4. And there's a base hit in the center field. He's going for extra bases. The throw-in is not in time, and the Expos are knocking on the door again. 2 out for Jerry White. So 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors from Montreal, and they've left 4 on. Philadelphia, no runs on 4 hits. We'll get another pitcher from Montreal here in the 9th. And an error, and they've stranded 5. Jerry White is 1 for 4. He has an RBI and a run scored. He has struck out twice, along with his single. Altamirano delivers, and there's a ground ball to Schmidt over to Rose, and that will end the inning. So the Expos do not score. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the ninth as Ray Burris comes on for the Expos. Montreal 5, Philadelphia nothing. So Ray Burris is 2-6 on the year. This is his 21st appearance, his 10th in relief. He has an ERA of 4.43. He pitched an inning last night, or Monday night rather, allowed a run on a hit. So 87 and a third innings, 103 hits, 11 homers, 46 total runs, 43 earned. He has walked 34 and struck out 35. He started against the Phillies on April 11th and allowed 3 runs over 7 innings. So Gary Matthews, Mike Schmidt, and Bo Diaz here for the Phils. They need 5 to tie, 6 to win. Matthews is 0 for 2. Burris delivers, and there's a ground ball. That's in the gap. That got over Flynn. Matthews round second, but he'll hold there. And so a leadoff double for Matthews to start the ninth. Here's Schmidt, 0 for 3, down to 335 on the year. Burris delivers, ball 4, and so that's what we would call an FBO walk, first base open. And now bring up Bo Diaz. He's 1 for 3 with a single. So first and second, nobody out for Diaz. Burris delivers, and there's a ground ball to Flynn. To Spire for 1, over to Oliver, and call it 2. So Burris gets the pitcher's best friend, and now the Phillies are down to their last chance. With George Vukovic, wants bourbon, wants scotch, and 1 beer. He's 1 for 3 with a double. Actually, that's George Thorogood, not George Vukovic. So 2 out, Matthews on third. Burris delivers, and there's a fly ball to left center. Dawson is there, and the Expos have taken this one 5-0. They have taken 3 in a row from the Phillies, and the lead now is 10 games. So Gary Carter goes 3 for 4. Andre Dawson 2 for 4 with 2 RBI, and the Expos have 4 pitchers combined on a 5-hitter. So Scott Sanderson, who was tweaked his hammy running out a single, but Bryn Smith, 5 1/3 innings, a 4-hit ball, and then Schatzeder and Burris shut the door behind him. Steve Carlton goes to 9 and 8, 8 innings of 8-hit ball, 3 earned runs. He struck out 8, and Alta Morano got in and out of trouble in the 9th. They say Andre Dawson's the MVP, but Bryn Smith coming in with no notice to throw 5 1/3 shutout innings is my MVP. So the final score, Montreal 5, 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Philadelphia nothing, no runs, 5 hits, and an error. The Expos are 69 and 35. I can play the rest of the day, right? Yes. Oops. Let's not play every game. All right, so we'll go through the rest of these scores as they come in. The Dodgers are 70-game winners. They beat the Reds 3-1. The Cubs beat the Mets 13-0. Fergie Jenkins with his 9th of the year. Oakland and Seattle play a doubleheader. Oakland swept them 4-3-11 in the first one, 7-1 in the second. Hanna and McCaddy get the wins. Doubleheader at Yankee Stadium. Chicago and the Yankees. White Sox win the opener 6-4. Yankees win the nightcap 6-2. Hoyt beat Guidry in game 1. Tommy John beat Britt Burns in game 2. Cleveland shuts out Texas 3-0. San Francisco downs Atlanta 7-6. Milwaukee beat Toronto 9-6. Don Money with his 10th of the year. Baltimore beat Boston 6-3. Mike Flanagan wins number 14. San Diego downs Houston 10-1. Pittsburgh beats St. Louis. That's not what the Cardinals wanted, 4-3. John Candelaria with his 5th win of the year. The Royals shut out the Tigers 6-0. Larry Gura goes to 11-6. And finally, California all over Minnesota 9-0. Brian Downing with 2 homers there. All right, so as we leave you on this Thursday afternoon, a look at the standings. Montreal by 10 in the East. Los Angeles by 12.5 in the National League West. In the American League, Baltimore 3.5 over the Tigers, 6 over Milwaukee. In the West, California by 5 over Kansas City. Project going on tomorrow. So I'm on assignment till Saturday night. Doubleheader then after probably about 8 o'clock. Hopefully take you right up to chat with Al. It'll be the Royals and the Orioles from Baltimore. Bring your Chesterfields and your tickets right here. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We will see you Saturday night from Baltimore for more baseball. And don't forget Sunday, that 70s tournament continues from Baltimore. It's the 75 Red Sox and 70 Orioles. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you the next time.